Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Mike. So, just finished working out. I hit legs. It was a great session. I'm exhausted in the best way. So, finishing up legs, I was thinking about something I can chop it up with you guys about. And today's topic is core, abs, whatever you want to call it. There's a slight difference with core and abs. I can talk about that a little bit later on. Well, probably in this video. But people want to know, how do you work your abs? The best way to work abs. How am I gonna get a six pack? How can I get rid of this muffin top? There are different aspects of abs that people are like, how am I gonna do this? How does this work? So there are two trains of thought you can think of in regards to core work, ab work. You can either do where you're moving your spine, or you can do it where you're resisting moving your spine. A lot of people think that the only way that they're going to work their core is, I have to do 1,000 sit-ups, I have to do 15 million crunches, and I have to do the hanging leg raises and things that look like I'm in the circus, like bring my legs all the way up to the sky and this and that. You don't have to. That's one way, but it's not the only way to work your core. In regards to flexing your spine, yes, sit-ups are a great exercise. Crunches are a great exercise. Some people like like doing twists. If you want to, do it. It's a great way to work your overall core if you don't have any spinal issues. One thing I want you to think about is, again, people think about your six pack, your abs, your transverse abdomen, your abs, your six pack as your core muscles. Whereas your core is anything that is regarding your midsection. So it can be your lower back, it can be your abs, your obliques, your transverse abdominis. All those things are incorporated into your core work. A lot of people don't think about working your lower back as your core. Again, think about your core like your middle. Just like you have an apple core, it's the middle of the apple. Your core is the middle of your body. If you're like, how am I gonna think about my core? That's one of the easiest ways to think about what your core is. So one way to work is, your flexion exercises, your sit-ups, your crunches, your leg lifts, things of that nature. That's one way to work your core. Another way is what some people like to call the anti-rotation, the anti-motion motions. And what that means are doing motions that your core has to resist bending in a particular way in order to work your core. So as an example, there's a great exercise that I love doing. It's called a suitcase carry. And what it is you're holding a heavy implement in one hand or the other. So let's say if you're holding, just like if you're holding a suitcase, think of old school businessman, carrying a suitcase. So let's say if he's carrying it on his left side is going to want to bend. So his right side of the core has to tighten up so his left side doesn't bend. That's one way of working your core, your anti-motion motions. Another way of working your core is doing anything that revolves around a standing exercise, because your core has to tighten up whenever you're doing those standing exercises, particularly your compound lifts. So if you're doing a squat, your core has to tighten, because if you don't tighten your core, you can bend forward. Your overhead press, because again, you're pressing an implement over your head, your core has to be strong and stable so you can do that. Your deadlift is a great exercise. It works your whole body pretty much. I will say, be careful with deadlifts, because if you're not being safe, the risk is not worth the reward. So be extremely careful with deadlifts. A lot of people can hurt their backs doing deadlifts if they're doing it wrong, or if they don't have the core support to do a deadlift. A lot of people just don't know how to brace their core, to be honest, how to brace their abs. So that's another thing to learn how to do, is if you're going to do a more advanced lift, is to learn how to brace your core so you don't get hurt. But the Olympic lifts, your deadlifts, your snatches, things of that nature, they're a great core workout, as in conjunction with the overall motion. Great core workout. I personally like to do anti-motion exercises, or anti-flexion, anti-twisting exercises. So there's an exercise I used to do called a power-off press. One of my favorite exercises. I'll try to find a video for you guys, or you can type it in, power off press. It's a great exercise. Again, it's one of those anti-rotation exercises, because what you're doing is there's a cable or something like that coming from one of your sides. So let's say if it's coming from your right side coming to the middle, you're having that cord and you're pushing it forward. What your body is going to want to do is going to want to turn towards the core, where the cord is coming from. But you have to tighten up your core so your body doesn't turn. Let's see if I can find a video for it. It's a great exercise. Some people like doing planks. If you like doing planks, do planks. I personally like power off press because that anti-rotation exercise. I like to do suitcase carries because, again, you can do it walking a distance. You can do it standing, just standing in one place and just marching, or you can just work on your overall, up and right, like your proper posture. So a suitcase carry is a great exercise. Now, you'll see people, having, a dumbbell in each hand, or they're carrying an implement that has a handle on each hand. It's like, what's that? That is called a farmer's carry. So there's a difference between a farmer's carry and a suitcase carry. A suitcase carry is, again, one implement in one hand. A farmer's carry is implement in both hands. Are they both can work your core? Yes. But if you want more of like that, almost like a direct core work, I would say, working on a lightweight suitcase carry will be better for the beginner compared to a farmer's carry. Have I done both? Oh yeah. Do I enjoy doing both? Oh yeah, they're fun. They're amazing. You really feel your core working. The funny thing about that is I've noticed my calves grow more when I'm doing a farmer's carry than even just doing traditional calf work, because you're just working on, you just have a lot of weight in your hands, and your body has to move a lot of weight. So something, mass moves mass. So the more stress you put on your body, the more it has to grow and to adapt to that particular exercise. So the more it grows. So that's one way. So again, if you want to work, your flexion exercises, your twists, your crunches, your sit-ups, your leg lifts, if you don't have back issues, spinal issues, those are great exercises. If you do have issues that it hurts to bend, I would say do your anti-motion motions first. So working that overall core stability, because if you have mobility without stability, you can get hurt. So having that stability is a great way of working your core without getting hurt. So working, some planks. There's an exercise called stir the pot. If you work in physical therapy, particularly outpatient, you've heard about this exercise. It is a monster. It is a great core exercise. Stir the pot is a great exercise. You have your dead bug exercise, which is another great exercise. You have your pal off press. You have your farmer's carries, your suitcase carries. You have just working squats, working step ups actually, because your body has to tighten up so you don't go over one side or the other. Another great way to work overall core stability is doing something on a single leg. Now, I'm not saying you gotta look like a gymnast. I'm not saying you gotta go on on a Bosu ball or anything like that, do like all these different circus tricks. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is doing something that's going to get you on either both of your feet, or just single leg is going to work your core in a different way than a lot of people actually know about. A lot of people, like I said, just think of core work as constant crunches, constant sit-ups, leg lifts. That's one way. It's not the only way. Again, there's reasons to do both. If your core is not as stable as you want it to, if you've had back injuries, if you've had abdominal injuries or surgeries, if you're just trying to work on your posture, if you're a sport-specific athlete, there's a lot of reasons to work stability. There's reasons to work mobility. You want to work both, so you don't get too stiff. But a lot of people don't have enough stability, so there's no reason to go mobility first and over stability. A lot of people will kind of fight this, and it's like, oh, yeah, you gotta work mobility. Mobility is great. Stability is awesome. Mobility, they both take you further. They both take you far in life compared to if you don't do either of them. And one of the goals as a physical therapy assistant, as a former personal trainer is to teach people to do the exercises that they can continue to do what they want for as long as they want in life. A lot of people, they stop doing the things that they enjoy because they're scared of moving. You always hear those stories about the old lady who fell off a curb and broke her hip, or the stories of, it's like, oh, I used to be able to do this, but my knees hurt too much, my back hurts too much. Motion, one of the things that you hear is motion is lotion. If you don't do it now, you won't be able to do it later. So you want to be able to do these exercises, and you want to be able to move so you can move for life, not just for now. Moving for now is fun. Again, it's like I enjoy lifting heavy, but also like working smart, and I listen to my body. And there are times where I'm like, I just need a rest week, and I just do mobility drills. I just work on deep squats. I work on flexibility. I work on my ankle mobility. I just work on cardio. So I'm trying to listen to my body. So again, no, they're both great. No, it's stability exercises for your core. There's mobility exercises for your core. There are, hey, if you want to work all the flexion exercises, be my guest. Work all the flexion exercises. If you want to work on just stability exercises, just work the stability exercises. Will you get a six-pack working just stability exercises? It may not be as defined as if you work, the flexion exercises. Because in order to build muscle, you have to increase weight. In hypertrophy. All your muscles need hypertrophy in order for them to get bigger. Slight caveat, I can talk about that in a later video. But if you want to have that deep, chiseled, look like bricks, six-pack, for my guys, like you look like a superhero. You have to, we have to increase the resistance for your abs to have your abs hypertrophy, to have them to get bigger. Now, my ladies, don't get it twisted. You can definitely add resistance to your abs. Are you going to get as big as a man? No, because you do not have as much testosterone as a man. So don't worry about, oh, if I do these exercises, I'm going to look big and bulky like a man. Unless you're on some super supplements, it's not going to happen. So ladies, lift heavy. If you want to work stability exercises, work stability exercises. There are tons and tons and tons of stability exercises that actually support overall spinal health and reduce injury. So if you're curious about just stability exercises, I can go ahead and see if I can find some videos, or I can actually record some videos for you guys. But anti-motion motions for your core are a great option for your core work. Flexion exercises are a great option for your core work. In regards to sports specific, in regards to physical therapy, I would personally say work stability, because not a lot of people have enough stability to maintain, whatever that sport specific thing is, whatever your life specific thing is, whether it's surgery, whether it's just having a stronger core overall. So work stability, great idea. Like I said, just want to chop it up with y'all a little bit. More videos to come. Again, if there's any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in the chat. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll keep coming with some more videos. All right, appreciate y'all. Later.